Hey guys, it's John. You're on the JRB Tree Climbing channel. JRB Tree Climbing is also a Facebook group, and jrbtreeclimbing.com is my new website. I'll try to use that to stitch together any information to keep my videos cohesive. There's a shopping list should you want to purchase all the goodies you need to create your own JRB climbing system. I'd like to introduce you to another innovation. I'm calling this the JRB Cinch. It is the third option I'm providing for you for a retrievable anchor. I've already showed you the JRB Hitch. I've showed you the remote release option on the Saddle Hunter's hitch. Both of those are exploding hitches. The JRB Cinch is a cinching anchor to the tree, which is not exploding. And it consists of the following: a carabiner, a rappel ring, a small piece of cordage to keep that together. Here's how I put it on the tree. I needed to bring it into the lab just to make sure you see the detail on how to affix this to the tree, as it didn't come out really great on the video in the woods. So here's the gizmo. The JRB Cinch is simply a Buffalo Hitch around a rappel ring. This is a large rappel ring on 9mm rope. I find the large rings work better on 9mm and larger rope. And this is a climbing ready carabiner, which has an umbilical tether with a poacher's knot on both ends. And this carabiner I have encased in a piece of tubular webbing. We have fixed it on the tree this way. Put it around the tree, take a bight of rope, and put it through the loop. Grab my carabiner, open it, and put it towards me through that bight of rope, and cinch it like so. Once that's cinched, it doesn't go anywhere. I'll rotate it so you get the side view. Now I'm going to do that one more time with a different one, and this one's tied in 8mm rope, and I've used a small rappel ring, just so you can get an idea on the size difference should you purchase these. The one on the right is the large ring, and I understand that the interior dimensions are almost 2 inches, 1 7/9 inches, an odd fraction. And the one on the left is 1 1/9 inch on the inner diameter. And I find that this works fine for 8mm rope. We fix it on the tree the same way. Go around the tree, take a bight of rope, pass it through the ring, grab my biner, and put it through the bight facing towards me, and then I pull simultaneously on this line and just grind it back against the tree and then load it. All right, let me take you back out to the woods for the rest of the demo. Pass it around the back of the tree, put a bight through, and put my carabiner on it. Now, I don't claim to be the first person, because I'm clearly not, who uses a rappel ring in this fashion. But this unique combination of the Buffalo Hitch, which I devised, and the tether for the carabiner, I haven't seen that done before. And this particular carabiner I've insulated with a piece of tubular webbing, just so there's no metal on metal contact. So features of this: number one, it's cinching, you see that. But number two, it's very stable. So when I unload it, you can't get this to go anywhere, right? There's no need for a clothespin or gizmo here to hold your tether anchor onto the tree. It's easy to affix onto the tree, and it's easy to create. I'm going to show you how to create it. It's movable on the trunk. So a lot of our one-stick climbers like to move their tether up the tree trunk as they go. And so here's how I do that. I grab the biner and the ring with one hand. I just pull it away as much as I want to move it down or move it up. The more slack in there that I put, the easier it'll be. And then immediately accepts load. Let's see that again. Put my hand on the biner and the ring. This time I'll pull it away a little further. So it just falls right down. Move back up. And the last point is that it is remotely retrievable. So let's see that. Now, I'm going to demonstrate that on the little guy here down at the bottom. And the reason why is because the retrieval involves putting a release line on the carabiner. So this is a simulated release line. And it's not going to work if you've got a friction hitch in the way, because that friction hitch is going to get caught in the ring. So we won't be using this unless you're capable of stripping your line of any devices or friction hitches, which I generally don't do in my own climbing. So I'll demonstrate that here on this little guy. This is the same deal. It's the same JRB Cinch. Passed it around the tree, put a bite through, put the carabiner through, cinch it on the tree. It's just that I went ahead and instead of using a separate line for this umbilical tether, I used the tag end of the line. And so let's grab my imaginary release line here, put it on. So I'm at the top of the tree. I've just rappelled to the bottom of the tree. Before I did so, I put my release line on. I'm at the bottom of the tree. It's time to retrieve this. I pull on this and watch what happens. Pull towards the camera. So at this stage, it starts to pull the entire assembly through. And if there was a branch in the way, you can just keep on pulling and keep on pulling until the whole system goes. Remotely retrievable anchor, as long as you can strip the line of any of your goodies. Okay, so now let's see how to create one. So somewhere here on the ground, I've got the other end of that rope, and we're going to create one from scratch. Okay, so this first step is simply tying the Buffalo Hitch. Now I've got a dedicated video on how to tie the Buffalo Hitch. Just again, go to YouTube, search for JRB tying the Buffalo Hitch, and you'll find it. But this is a quick recap. I put a rappel ring, this happens to be a large rappel ring, over the rope, and I overlap the rope. See that overlap? So it has 3 distinct sections. I fold the first one down, I fold the second one down. So in my left hand I have 3 loops. I pass the ring through it and dress that out as I prescribed in the video, and you have yourself a Buffalo Hitch. That's the Buffalo Hitch, and I can immediately affix it on the tree like this. Put a bite through. We've got a carabiner in my bag. I always bring it towards me. So that's set, but it's droppable, right? We don't like anything that's droppable. So I'd rather not burn any of this quality 9mm rope. So I'll just use a piece of utility cord to affix that on. All right, so how are we going to do that? This is a 3-foot length of utility cord. You know, the little exact length can vary, and I've got a dedicated video on how to tie the poachers and scaffold knot. So I'll just go ahead and do it. It's a double overhand noose knot. I'll start with the tag end, go around twice, it's a stiff cord. So one end will go on the biner, and the other end, get that ready. So there I have it ready to go. I put that here. So there I have a completed JRB cinch ready to take load. And let's do that. Let's load it right away. Pass it around the tree. And this Buffalo Hitch, it could lay either way. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter which way it wants to lay. Let's go up a little higher. Pass a bite through. Grab my biner. Again, I'll bring that towards me. set it where I want it. I've got a friction hitch ready to go. Jump on that. You can see I have a little slack in there. You want to take that slack out, but whatever you give it, excuse me, you see I can't get that to move. There's no need for a clothespin or a gizmo to keep that in place. Extremely stable. And again, I want to move it, pull this away, move it up the tree, move it down the tree. It's a little click there, obviously, with the metal on metal, but a little piece of tubular webbing around that will remedy that situation. Okay, there you have it, the JRB Cinch, option 3 for a remotely retrievable canopy anchor. Thank you.